fellow Toastmasters, I am giving another icebreaker. But I thought what I would do this time is share a personal story with you. Generally in icebreakers we kind of embellish, but I'm going to share something with you that happened in my family and lessons that I learned the hard way. Some time ago, my wife worked for Mervyn's in the jewelry department. She enjoyed that. I had just finished getting my MBA from Golden Gate University, and I thought I had all the answers, provided you asked the right questions. Well, she would come home and she would be complaining about either the customers or the manager or her coworkers. And me, being a smart person, I would try to solve her problems. And then she would get angry and she said, I don't want you to solve my problems. I just want you to listen. So from that, we developed what we call the bitch jar. Now, we cleaned it up a little bit. We lost the original one. But what happened, both of us, if she had a rough day and she just wanted to go home and vent, she would come in, get in the cupboard, get the bitch jar out, and put it on the cabinet. And I knew at that point she was talking and I wasn't saying a flipping word. I was just listening while she got all the bitches out. And that seemed to work. Well, then I was having a difficult time with my job. I had transitioned to something new. And I would come home and I would kind of complain too. She'd say, well, just a minute. She'd get up in the cabinet, get the bitch jar out, and she'd put it on the cabinet. And then I would tell her what was on my mind, and she would listen. Although she wasn't as disciplined as I was, and she did offer a few suggestions for improvement. But this went on for a couple days, actually much longer than that, and it really worked well because it was a lesson in there for both of us, particularly for me. And that is, we don't listen. We are so quick to respond when somebody says something. We don't hear and listen to what the emotions are and what they're trying to say. So from that process, that exercise, I have tried to be a bit more tolerant of my wife, and that has carried over to this day. Although I have to admit, I'm not as successful recently as I've been in the past. I'm not too sure whether it's getting older, getting gray hair, or getting thin skin. But things just seem to irritate me a bit more than they did in the past. But she does remind me we still have that bitch jar in the cabinet. So I need to tell you what's wrong. And I have to listen, and I do listen. So we get through the process, and it has worked well over the years. When she would complain about the children process, now I think I mentioned this earlier, my wife was an only child and raised in a world of adults. I had siblings. I had 3 siblings, and we fought all the time, as siblings will do. She could not handle that with our children. It would get her upset. She'd upset. But I have to set her down and remind her, this is how they learn. This is how they learn to get along with each other. And that seemed to work out real well. But as the years progressed, I have learned to listen more and speak less. Because first off, I know what I'm going to say. I've already forwarded in my mind. I'm convinced that this is the right way. But she doesn't need to hear that. So I have learned in the process that maybe I need to be a little less vocal and a bit more selective in what I say, and a bit more caring and supportive. So as we progress through, my wife's going through a very difficult physical problem. And so I have to listen to what she has to say and understand that maybe there's some truth to that, but there's also some truth to what the doctor's saying. That there's probably not a problem there, it's all psychological. So you have to learn to listen. You have to learn to listen with feelings and emotions. So in the process, I have learned over the years that when we have a situation at the house We no longer go and get the bitch jar out. We no longer do that because, you know, we don't need to do that anymore. I just know to listen to what she has to say, try to understand where she's coming from her perspective, and apply it against the situation that we're dealing with. Sometimes I'm effective, sometimes I'm not too effective, sometimes I'm a little short, sometimes I'm not. But it just generally depends. So what have I learned from this whole process? What have I learned from this process? I have learned that you cannot overstate the importance of caring, the importance of feeling emotion for someone or something, and the value of listening. Because when you listen, you really help somebody articulate their thoughts, their ideas, and their concerns, and you show them that you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. So, the value of this is the importance of listening.